What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, be sure to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. We live in the age of the internet and social media. A lot of people won't admit it, but a lot of our everyday activities nowadays revolve around a cell phone. Whether you wake up in the morning to check the weather or decide to order DoorDash, almost everybody uses the internet. It's a convenient thing. In a lot of cases, some of us use it to our benefit. Whether you are a content creator that makes money from the internet or being able to go on an app like Facebook to communicate with your family and friends that might live out of town or just the ones you haven't seen in a minute. But with the younger generation, in a lot of cases, their world revolves around social media and their phone. From everything to making TikToks with their friends to doing homework. Schools barely even need textbooks anymore. Most teens and young adults, even some older people, use sites like Facebook or Instagram to post pictures, highlights, updates on what they have going on, or just to see what's the latest fashion, even what their favorite rapper or celebrity is doing. Some people build a community to go live and chop it up with. But another thing I'm sure most of us have done is online dating. It used to be for a young man or woman, you see a nice looking person outside, you approach them with your best smile or conversation and hope to get a phone number. But that has since been simplified to, just add me on Instagram, DM me, or send me a message on Facebook. It might be easy, but talking to somebody through a computer screen or phone is way different from being able to get that vibe from them in person and seeing what they are really about. And most of the time, when we are scrolling, watching our timelines, highlights, we never think to ourselves, I'm watching this, but who is watching me and for what reasons? And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Columbus, Georgia, to discuss a case of a man's trip out of town to meet a woman he met online that turned fatal. Back in 2020, 22-year-old Travis Henry Jr. was an upbeat young man from Montgomery, Alabama. Always smiling and in good spirits, Travis was known for staying fresh, taking pride in his appearance, and keeping himself up. Of course, with that comes pictures that go on social media. Popular in his hometown, just 22 years old, a man kept a pocket full of money, had a nice car, a black BMW. Now with Facebook, the young man wasn't just local, but connecting with people from different places. Travis, being ambitious, decided to approach a young lady through Messenger. At the time, 20-year-old Terriana Horton, who lived in Columbus, Georgia, too far away from Travis. The two had been talking for a few months, getting to know each other. The young man sometimes communicated with her homegirl as well, 17-year-old Kalayla Sumter. While Travis was looking at the young woman as someone to kick it with, he had other motives. Terriana and Kalayla had been peeping all of Travis's pictures, seeing the way he dressed, his cars, jewelry, and thought to themselves, in their own words, that would be a good lick or target for a robbery. Terriana would eventually invite Travis to drive over to Georgia to meet her in person. The young man had been trying to see what was up with her for a minute, so he agreed. Then on June 22nd, 2020, Travis hopped in his whip to head out of town. Terriana told Travis to come to the Whisper Woods Apartments in Columbus. When he pulled up, the young man was fresh for the occasion. Nice fit, jewelry, money in his pocket, thinking it would be a date night and hoping to possibly get intimate. Terriana walked outside and got in a whip with Travis. They talked for a minute as he was happy to finally meet her in person. Then the young lady insisted they should ride downtown. Being in her city, Travis agreed and he headed towards Bay Avenue. But little did the young man know they were being trailed by 3 people in Terriana's car, her homegirl, Kalayla, and 2 men. 19-year-old Liddell Sparks, and 25-year-old Wayman McMillan. As Tariana tried to play the 50 or both sides, she was keeping Travis at ease while communicating with her peoples. After realizing it was too many people outside for the plan to happen, Tariana told Travis they should drive to another part of town or holler at her peoples to find something to smoke. Travis again agreed to the plan. They headed to 17th Avenue and Nina Street. As the young man parked, Wayman got out of Tariana's car to hide in the bushes, getting ready to make their move. Kalela followed him, and Liddell ran up to Travis' car and upped the gun, telling the young man, "Kick it out or give me everything." As Tariana exited the car, seconds later, multiple shots went off, hitting Travis. Liddell then searched the young man, going through his pockets, trying to find certain items. But after becoming paranoid, he finally pulled Travis out of his own car, jumped in the driver's seat, and drove off, as Tariana and the others followed him in her car. The four headed to Tariana's people's house in Phoenix City, Alabama, on Brickyard Road, where Liddell asked Tariana for a shirt to wipe prints off the car and wipe the rest of the whip down. He left the BMW, and all got in Tariana's car and headed back to Columbus. They headed to Rotary Park and stopped as Liddell got out the car, walked to the river to throw 3 iPhones and a diamond bracelet in the water that was taken from Travis. But Travis also had his own gun on him that Liddell kept for himself. After that, the four went their separate ways. About 8 hours later, Columbus police got a call of a young boy laying in a road. They responded to the location on Nina Street to realize it wasn't a child, but a grown man laying face down on the ground, shot multiple times, with a stack of money next to him, a silver chain, and empty gun holster. Police were able to get an ID and determine the victim was 22-year-old Travis, and unfortunately, he was pronounced gone on the scene. When detectives reached out to Travis's family to deliver the news, they were devastated and stated he was only in town to visit a young lady. A search of his Facebook messages led police straight to Tariana. She was picked up and questioned. Long after, she confessed to everything, plotting a robbery and luring Travis to Columbus and promises of being intimate. But she let it be known she was not the shooter. She was the first to be arrested, charged with first-degree hit, robbery, and other charges. And just a few days later, Kalela turned herself in, also confessed to everything. The young woman had pointed to Liddell as the trigger man and Wayman as the other man involved in the situation. Local police were more than familiar with both men. Liddell was known to be a GD in the area that just had been released from jail, but caught a new charge while incarcerated for stabbing another inmate. He was supposed to serve 2 more years after being found guilty on that situation, but was released on probation instead. While on probation, he was arrested multiple times, but somehow the young man remained free. Wayman also had a history of drug possession, taking police on high-speed chases in the area, and also was fighting cases. Eventually, Liddell was tracked down and taken into custody, also charged with first-degree hit and robbery. Wayman was the last person to be picked up, charged with the same charges. As the case started making its way to court, all 4 pleaded not guilty at first, until prosecutors offered Wayman, Tariana, and Kalela deals. He told them all their charges could be dropped to just robbery if they all agreed to turn state witness and testify on Liddell. They all agreed and took the stand and confirmed it was a robbery plot, but nobody thought Liddell would shoot. It was just supposed to be a quick lick. Take Travis' money and jewelry, then go about their business. But prosecutors had felt Travis reached for his own gun, which made Liddell shoot out of fear, and then panicking, leaving the money and jewelry on the scene, only taking 1 bracelet, a few cell phones, and a gun. Travis' family came to every court date and let it be known they wanted whoever responsible punished for the situation, and that the young man was loved very much. They felt like the system had failed, as Liddell wasn't even supposed to be on the street at the time. Eventually, Kalela, Tariana, and Wayman all pled guilty. In exchange for their testimonies, Kalela received 15 years, all suspended but 6. Tariana, 15 years, all suspended but 8. Wayman, 15 years, all suspended but 8 as well. As Liddell was going to trial, all the odds were already stacked against the young man. When the judge read the guilty verdict, he became emotional. But a few weeks later, during sentencing, things would get crazy. When Liddell had an outburst, saying his lawyer didn't do their job, and allegedly, the lawyer got caught with bricks a girl after the first court date, and that his co-defendants all lied, making him the fall guy. As him and his attorney was beefing, the judge imposed a sentence of life without the possibility of parole. Rest in peace to Travis. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to his family. Lord Bro seemed like a fly little dude that probably could have got a decent young lady, but sometimes as young men, we don't think with the right head, and unfortunately, it can cost us our lives. Young woman and other men both got slaps on the wrist and will be able to go on to live their lives, while Travis's family has to suffer. They only can hold on to memories. Liddell threw his life away and really only got a gun out of the situation. The plan didn't even go right because they all got scared and left everything. To everybody out there that uses social media, be careful of posting everything and make sure you know who is watching you. I know in our minds, we are only doing it for fun, but you never know who is plotting, sitting back, peeping everything you got going on for the wrong intentions. While entertaining for some people use it to find out they next victim. So remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, crazy story. Rest in peace that young man. But yeah, I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all definitely let me know what y'all think about the situation in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.